All right, we're now going to build this part, but do it through an additive technique. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the right-hand plane by making this sideways C, if you will, and then we'll continue adding parts to it. I'm going to use the corner rectangle tool, and I'm going to use it twice. Once for a larger rectangle and once for a smaller rectangle. Now what I'm going to use is I'm going to make use of the center point of the smaller rectangle, and I'm holding my control key down and I'm finding the center point of the upper rectangle, and I'm going to put a vertical constraint between the two of them. And that means as I move back and forth, I essentially have this inner rectangle centered, which is what I want in terms of the creation of the part. So the total height is going to be 1.1. The interior height is 0.4. The two widths, this becomes 0.8. And the total width of the part is 2. We're going to extrude this to a distance of 3.55. Selecting only the outer contour, and I'm going to flip the direction in the way that I'm looking at the part and make the distance 3.55. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to sketch some material on top of this part. And to do this, I'm just going to utilize the line tool to create that shape. So I'm going to select down. I'm going to come over. I'm going to go down to this edge. I'm going to go over, up, in, up, out, up again, and over. With the basic shape created, the next step is to add in sketch relations to more completely define the geometry of the part. Again, I have the midpoint here and the midpoint of the edge defining the back surface. And I will make those horizontal. I will select this line and as well select the midpoint here and make those coincident. So now when I pull this back and forth, we see what we end up with, and this line doesn't move. So the distance here from this point to that line is 2.45. The distance from here to here is 1.2. And the distance from here to that line is 4.35. And we do find that these two lines moved independently of each other. So, but we do know those are supposed to be collinear. So I'll select this line, hold down my control key, and I'll select this line, and I will make those collinear. And then we know that this line is going to be collinear with that line. And we know that the distance between these two lines is 0.75. With that, my sketch is fully defined. So we'll now go to Features, Extruded Boss. And you'll note that the extrude distance is 3.5, which was my original extrude distance. It remembers those. So the extrude distance that I want is 2.35, which is the total height, minus 1.1, which is the extrusion that we've already done. And I'll say OK. And that completes our part. Again, I can use Control-7 to put it into Isometric View, and we'll see that we have the part that we ended up in the previous video.